Hello there, this is the start of everything. This is me, Natasha Marie Alexandra Oduber. I was born and raised in Aruba and came to study in the Netherlands in Amsterdam. Everything started in 2014 for this project. We had our department excursion to attend the Venice Biennale of Architecture. The exhibition was titled Fundamentals and directed by Rem Koolhaas. It was about history of architecture in 100 years. And the participating countries had the title Absorbing Modernity from 1914 to 2014. After the excursion for theory class, we had to write what fascinated us. I chose the Belgian Pavilion with its title Interiors, Notes and Figures, which focused on domestic interiors of Belgian homes, where the owners made interventions to let space make sense to them. I quote, "The main idea was to take the theme absorbing modernity and say, perhaps, if we look at architecture from the inside, not from the outside, we can see new things." Martinez Barat, one of the curators of the Belgian Pavilion, told the zine in an interview. I wrote about transitions, those interventions the owners made that made sense to them and made the interiors feel more like home. This sense of home is what started it all, the burning question, how to make a house feel like a home. Later, in 2015, we had an assignment to design a guest house. My guest house, Membrana, its concept was very influenced by its surroundings. It was a space in a courtyard between all the gardens of the surrounding houses in the old south of Amsterdam. The greenery, leaves were my inspiration. I loved biology when in school, and the pictures of a cell membrane explained came into my mind. The forms I came up with were organic, with intersecting rectangular walls or objects that divided or gave a function. A bed frame in the interior intersected to the outside, creating a bench. Merging home, an assignment we could formulate ourselves, combining making and thinking in the form of writing, which culminated in a written essay in 2016. At this time, I was living in a shipping container student housing. I took it as my starting point. This space, which I changed into a desired living space. Inspired by tessellations, I puzzled zigzag containers on top of another, and there I came to know about also the Austrian-American architect Friedrich Kiesler, which was active with organic forms in the 30s to 50s, with his endless house idea. Here, I took the keyword of transitions further. Taking inspiration from natural transitions, a branch breaks off to a twig, then breaks off to leaves, and so on. In the project's case, it was about smooth transitions. Also, it was about the difference from the inside and outside, which you see the interior with curvilinear shapes, distinguished from the rectilinear ones of the exterior. Here, you see how the spaces tessellate to each other, creating that stacking known in container housings. The drawings show the body in space and also that sense of the organic home and organic comfort. The graduation project is all about comfort, a place where to feel safe and hugged. The body in space and the body in movement, making space. My prototype, I used chicken wire. paper I collected from a previous project, and I soaked it in flour or starch, paper macheing it into a small organic shape that reminds me of a bathtub. From this prototype, I learned what I liked and took it further to the end result you have here. It wasn't about the exterior. It was about getting away from the outside when I felt anxious, and interior space where to dampen everything around me. The number of layers and the kind of paper I used contributed to interesting results in lighting. And having parts of the interior curved to my body, I also took this further, creating a bit of difference of height, with a sitting space elevated instead of just only sitting on the floor. For the shelter you have here, I built it in layers because gravity was my greatest enemy the last time. I used chicken wire as my mold, where I glued my paper with wallpaper glue and later filled it in with construction foam for stability and strength, plus the added bonus that is still light for its size. Between the first and the second layer, there's a Petrosian that comes out where you can sit on the ground, use it as a surface to work on or rest on. Also, this surface is where you can sit above the ground. I built up to 3 layers, with each layer was about 30 centimeters, where on the last layer I pinched the ends together, making a sort of windowsill and apron, known in architectural terms, and there is where the light source starts. With a different amount of layers of paper, it creates a sort of skylight. This skylight I chose for a specific yellowish tinted paper. When the light shines through it, it gives a warm light effect. Organic spaces are rare, and the chance to experience one is a great achievement. Because of this project, I made the smallest space where I can still move around with ease, take a nap, and feel safe and relaxed. I hope that this little getaway also gives you a feeling of comfort as it gives me. And this was every layer in between.